Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're stuck? Like you're doing the same thing every day, but nothing is changing? Like you're running, but you're on a treadmill, moving, sweating, pushing, but you're still in the same place? Now listen to me. That feeling is not your fate. That feeling is a test. Because self-improvement, it's not about waking up one morning and being a whole new person. It's about waking up every morning and deciding, I will be better today than I was yesterday. Clarity, it's the first step. It's the foundation. Because if you don't know where you're going, how can you ever expect to get there? Too many people wake up every day and just move through life without intention. They wake up, go to work, come home, go to sleep, and do it all over again. But why? What's the goal? What's the purpose? You have to take control of your life. You have to wake up with a purpose. Otherwise, life will take control of you. Look at the greats. Michael Jordan didn't just pick up a basketball and hope he'd be the best. Oprah Winfrey didn't just stumble into success. Elon Musk didn't wake up one day and say, maybe I'll change the world today. No, they had a vision. They saw the end before they even started. They had clarity. And when you have clarity, you have power. Think about a road trip. If you get in the car with no destination, what happens? You just drive. Maybe you see some nice scenery. Maybe you get lost. Maybe you waste time going in circles. But if you have a destination, you move with purpose. You map out the best route. You plan for the obstacles. And when you hit traffic, you reroute. You keep moving forward. That's how life works. If you don't have clarity, you're just moving with no direction. And moving without direction is just a slow road to nowhere. Clarity gives you focus, and focus is a weapon. When you're focused, distractions don't shake you. Opinions don't sway you. Challenges don't break you, because you know where you're going. That's why so many people fail, not because they aren't capable, but because they don't know. They let life toss them around like a leaf in the wind instead of setting their own course. You have to stop reacting and start acting. You have to define your destination before you take the first step. And I get it. Some of you might be thinking, I don't know what I want. That's okay, but it's not an excuse to stay lost. Take the time to figure it out. What excites you? What drives you? What problem do you want to solve? Dig deep. Ask yourself the tough questions, because the moment you find clarity, everything changes. Your decisions become easier, your path becomes clearer, and your energy becomes unstoppable. The world is full of distractions. Social media, news, negativity, doubters. They will all try to pull you in different directions. But when you have clarity, you become immune to the noise. You stop chasing every new trend. You stop getting caught up in what other people think. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter, because you know what does matter. You know where you're going, and that makes you dangerous. Think about a laser. A scattered light is weak, but when you focus that light into a laser, it cuts through steel. That's the power of focus. That's the power of clarity. The moment you decide on your path, you become unstoppable. People will doubt you. People will question you. That's their job. But your job is to stay locked in. Your job is to keep moving forward no matter what. Your job is to silence the noise and trust your vision. You have to be willing to see your goal before anyone else does. You have to believe in it when no one else does. That's what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. The successful don't wait for approval. They don't wait for permission. They see their destination so clearly that it pulls them forward, even when the road is rough, even when the nights are long, even when the world tells them to quit. They keep going because they see it. They know where they're headed. And once you have clarity, the next step is commitment. It's not enough to just know where you're going. You have to be willing to do what it takes to get there. Too many people want success, but they don't want to work for it. They want the reward without the sacrifice. But success doesn't work that way. If you want it, you have to commit fully. No halfway, no maybe I'll try. You either go all in or you stay where you are. And here's the truth. It won't be easy. Clarity doesn't mean the road will be smooth. It just means you won't quit when it gets tough, because it will get tough. You will face obstacles. You will have doubts. You will feel like giving up. But if you are clear on your purpose, you will push through, because you'll understand that the pain, the struggle, the late nights, the early mornings, they're all part of the process. They're all necessary steps on the road to greatness. Every great success story starts with clarity. Every champion, every leader, every innovator, they all had a vision and they held on to it no matter what. They didn't let fear stop them. They didn't let failure stop them. They didn't let the opinions of others stop them. They stayed the course. And because they stayed the course, they changed the world. So ask yourself today, do you know where you're going? Are you clear on your path? If not, take the time to find it, because the moment you do, your life will never be the same. You will move with power, you will move with purpose, and nothing, not fear, not failure, not doubt, will be able to stop you. The choice is yours. Stay lost or get clear. Wander or take control. Hope or decide. Because the ones who decide, the ones who have clarity, they're the ones who win. Success isn't just this big shining moment we wait for. No, it's not the awards, the applause, or the headlines that mark true success. It's the tiny, seemingly insignificant actions we take every single day. We're taught to think that success is this one big event, that it's this big, glorious finish line we'll cross one day. But in reality, success is what happens long before the world ever notices. It's built in the quiet moments, in the days you wake up early when it feels easier to sleep in the moments you push yourself when you don't feel like it. It's in the small decisions that nobody sees, but they make all the difference in shaping who you become. We live in a world that's obsessed with the idea of instant gratification. We're told that we're supposed to have it all right now, that everything should come quickly and easily. We scroll through social media and see people's highlight reels, their best moments captured in a single post. We see the fast success, the immediate results, and it can trick us into thinking that's what success looks like. But let me tell you something, success isn't just about the big moments. It's about the grind. It's about what happens behind the scenes. It's about the small victories you rack up each day when no one is looking. That's where success is forged. You want to change your life? You want to become the person you dream about? Start small. Get up an hour earlier. Put in the extra work when nobody's cheering for you. Build the habit of doing the little things that lead to big results. These are the things that shape you into the person who is ready for that moment when it finally comes. The thing is, you don't get the big moments unless you've done the little things consistently. It's all about building momentum. Think about the greats, the ones who seem to do it effortlessly, the athletes, the leaders, the innovators. We look at them and we think, wow, they just have it. But let me tell you, what you don't see is the work that goes into it. You don't see the hours of practice, the sacrifices, the relentless pursuit of improvement. You see the result, but you don't see the process. You see the tip of the iceberg, but you don't see the massive chunk of ice beneath the surface, the dedication, the repetition, the commitment to being better every day. Take Kobe Bryant, for example. We all know about his success on the basketball court, but what most people don't realize is how early he would show up. While others were still in bed, Kobe was on the court at 4 a.m., putting in hours of practice before anyone else even thought about waking up. And it wasn't because he had to, it was because he knew that success wasn't just about talent or opportunity, it was about showing up day in and day out, even when it was hard. He understood that the power was in the small, daily wins. He understood that the work you do when nobody is watching builds the foundation for greatness. But here's the real question. What are you doing every day to get better? I'm not talking about once in a while when it's convenient or when you feel like it. I'm talking about every single day. Are you taking one step forward, no matter how small, toward your goals? Or are you waiting for something to just happen? Are you looking for the next big break, the next big opportunity, hoping for the moment that will change everything? It doesn't work like that. You get what you put in. You get what you do consistently, every day. You want to be a better leader? It's not about one big speech or one big decision. It's about being the kind of leader who shows up every single day, who earns respect with every action, every word, every decision. You want to be in better shape? It's not about that one workout that makes the difference. It's about every single choice you make. Every meal, every rep, every moment you decide to push yourself a little harder. I know it's easy to get discouraged. I know it's hard to keep going when you don't see immediate results. You look around and you see others moving ahead and you start to wonder if it's worth it. But I'm telling you, that's the moment when you've got to dig deeper. When nobody is watching, when nobody is clapping, that's when the real work happens. And that's when you prove to yourself what you're made of. Because at the end of the day, nobody is going to do the work for you. Nobody is going to show up for you. You've got to show up for yourself. And that means taking those small daily steps, no matter how hard it gets. Every day is an opportunity to move closer to your goal. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to grow, to get stronger. And when you stack up enough of those days, when you make it a habit to show up and give your best, that's when things start to change. The truth is, success doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey, it's a process, and it's a process made up of small, seemingly insignificant moments that, when added together, create something powerful. So don't underestimate the power of small daily wins. Don't underestimate the power of showing up, even when it feels like nobody is watching. Don't underestimate the power of pushing yourself just a little bit harder today than you did yesterday. Because that's how you build a legacy. That's how you build something lasting. That's how you become the person you're meant to be. Success doesn't come from waiting for the big moment. It comes from the small, consistent actions you take every single day. So get up, show up, and make every day count. Your future self will thank you for the work you put in today. And the best part, you won't just change your life. You'll change the lives of those around you. Because when you start winning those small victories every day, you'll inspire others to do the same, and together we'll all rise. Now, some of you are waiting for the right time, waiting to feel ready. Let me tell you something, you will never feel ready. Never. Readiness is a myth, a comfortable lie we tell ourselves to justify inaction. And while you wait, life moves on. While you hesitate, opportunities slip through your fingers. Look at the greats. Michael Jordan didn't wait to be chosen. He made himself undeniable. Oprah Winfrey didn't wait for an invitation. She built the table herself. These people didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for the stars to align. They decided. And now you have to decide. Are you going to sit back and let life dictate your story? Or are you going to take control? Because here's the truth. The longer you wait, the further you fall behind. The longer you hesitate, the harder it becomes to step forward. Success belongs to those who move, not to those who wish. I get it. Fear is real. Doubt is loud. That little voice in your head telling you, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? It's lying to you. Every successful person you admire felt fear. Every champion, every leader, every visionary, at some point they stood exactly where you are, questioning themselves. The difference? They moved anyway. They acted in the face of fear. Some of you are waiting for motivation. Let me tell you the truth about motivation. It's unreliable. It fades. It comes and goes like the wind. If you depend on motivation, you'll never be consistent. Discipline is the game changer. Discipline says, I don't feel like it, but I'm doing it anyway. Discipline doesn't wait for perfect conditions. Discipline doesn't make excuses. You might say, but I don't know where to start. Start anywhere. Start messy. Start imperfectly. Just start. Because inaction is the real enemy. When you sit still, you reinforce your fears. When you hesitate, you teach yourself that waiting is acceptable. Break that habit. Break that pattern. Think about this. A year from now, you will look back on this moment. Will you be proud that you took action, or will you regret that you let another year slip away? Because time doesn't wait for anyone. You don't get to rewind. You don't get a do-over. What you do right now determines the life you will live. Success is not reserved for the lucky. It's reserved for the bold. It's reserved for those who refuse to be comfortable. If you want to win, if you want to transform your life, you have to stop waiting for the perfect time and start creating it. So today is the day you stop waiting, the day you start moving, the day you refuse to be the same person you were yesterday. Because if you keep waiting, life will pass you by. And the saddest thing in the world is to wake up one day and realize that the life you wanted was always within reach. You just never grabbed it. No more waiting, no more excuses. It's time to act now. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what if I fail? Good. Fail big, because every single person you admire has failed. Steve Jobs got fired from his own company. J.K. Rowling rejected by 12 publishers. Thomas Edison, over 1,000 failed experiments before he got the light bulb right. Failure is not the end of the road. It's the sign that you're on the road. You know what's worse than failing? Never trying. Waking up years from now and realizing you never took that first step. That's the real tragedy. Sitting on the sidelines, watching life happen to other people, convincing yourself it's too risky, too hard, too uncertain. But let me tell you something. Nothing in this life is certain. Nothing is guaranteed, except this. If you don't try, you don't win. Let's get one thing straight. Success is never a straight line. It's messy. It's full of setbacks, detours, and disappointments. But every fall, every rejection, every failure, it's not the end of the story. It's part of the process. You can't build resilience without resistance. You can't build strength without struggle. The greatest lessons, the ones that shape you, that sharpen you, that transform you, they come from the moments when you fall flat on your face. So fall and get back up. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who had a dream, a big dream. He believed in it so much that he poured his heart, his soul, his time into it. And guess what? It failed. He lost everything. Friends turned their backs on him. People called him foolish. But he didn't quit. He learned, he adjusted, he tried again and again and again, and eventually he succeeded. That man? Walt Disney. The man who built an empire out of imagination. The man who created magic for millions. The man who was told he wasn't creative enough, who went bankrupt before he ever saw success. Now let me ask you something. What if he had stopped? What if he had let failure define him? You see, it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you rise. Resilience is about choosing to rise. It's about looking at failure and saying, you don't scare me. You don't own me. You are not my final destination. You are my teacher, my stepping stone, my fuel. Some of you right now, you're afraid to take that next step because you've been knocked down before. You've tried and it didn't work out. And now you're hesitant. You're holding back. You're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect sign. Let me tell you something. There is no perfect moment. The only moment you have is now. So what are you going to do with it? Are you going to let fear keep you stuck, or are you going to stand up, dust yourself off, and try again? Because here's the truth. The people who make it, the people who succeed, the people who change the world, they are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who never quit. They are the ones who refuse to give up no matter how many times they fall. The difference between those who win and those who don't? Persistence, grit, the will to keep going when everything inside you is telling you to stop. So I challenge you, embrace failure, welcome it, learn from it, use it. Because every time you fall, you have a choice. You can stay down or you can get up, stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. And if you do that, I promise you, one day you will look back and realize that every failure, every setback, every struggle, it wasn't breaking you, it was building you. The only real failure is never trying at all. So go, fall, fail big, and then rise. Formula is learning. If you're not growing, you're dying. The world is changing fast, and if you don't keep up, you'll get left behind. The most successful people are lifelong learners. Think about it. How many times have you heard someone say, I already know enough, or I don't need to learn anything new? That's the moment they start losing, the moment they start falling behind. Because while they're sitting there, convinced they have all the answers, The world is evolving. New knowledge is being created, new skills are becoming essential, new opportunities are emerging, but they're too stuck in their ways to see them. Bill Gates reads 50 books a year. Warren Buffett spends 80% of his day reading and thinking. These are some of the most successful people on the planet, yet they still prioritize learning. They don't believe they've arrived. They don't assume they know it all. They remain students, always hungry for more. That's the difference between those who make it and those who don't. Success isn't about knowing everything. It's about being willing to learn, adapt, and improve every single day. If you're not open to growth, you're shutting the door on your own future. The greatest athletes, the most brilliant scientists, the most innovative entrepreneurs, they never stop learning. They ask questions, they challenge themselves, they seek out new knowledge, new perspectives, new ways of thinking. But let's be honest, learning isn't always easy. It's uncomfortable. It forces you to admit you don't have all the answers. It demands humility. It takes time and effort. Some people would rather stay comfortable, even if it means staying mediocre. They would rather cling to outdated beliefs than challenge themselves to grow. And that's why they never reach their full potential. Think about the world we live in. Everything is moving faster. Technology is advancing. Industries are shifting. What worked yesterday might not work tomorrow. If you don't evolve, you'll be left behind. There are people out there who will outwork you, outlearn you, and outgrow you if you stay stagnant. That's the reality. So what are you doing to stay ahead? Are you reading? Are you seeking mentors? Are you practicing new skills? Are you stepping outside your comfort zone to expand your mind? Or are you just going through the motions, assuming what you already know is enough? The difference between success and failure often comes down to one thing: the willingness to learn. The people who keep growing keep winning. The people who stop learning stop progressing. It's that simple. Some of you might be thinking, but I don't have time to read. I don't have time to take classes. I don't have time to learn something new. Let me tell you something. You don't have time not to, because if you don't make learning a priority, you're making failure your reality. Every moment you choose comfort over growth, you're falling further behind. The most successful people in the world weren't born that way. They worked for it. They studied, they practiced, they failed, learned from it, and kept going. That's the secret. It's not about talent, it's about persistence. It's about the mindset of never settling. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Did he quit? No. He worked harder. He practiced more. He studied the game until he became the best. Steve Jobs was fired from the company he built. Did he give up? No, he learned from it, adapted, and came back stronger than ever. The greatest winners in history weren't born great. They learned, they grew, and they kept pushing forward. You have that same potential, but only if you're willing to put in the work. Only if you're willing to remain a student of life. Only if you're willing to humble yourself and admit there's always more to learn. So ask yourself, are you growing? Are you pushing yourself? Are you learning something new every single day? Or are you staying the same while the world moves forward without you? If you want to succeed, you have to be relentless about learning. Read books, listen to podcasts, seek out mentors, challenge your own thinking, get uncomfortable. Because the moment you think you've arrived, you've already lost. The choice is yours. Stay where you are or become the person you were meant to be. The only way forward is to keep learning, keep adapting, and keep pushing yourself beyond what you thought was possible. That's how you win. That's how you stay ahead. That's how you build a future worth fighting for. Every day, you wake up with a choice, a decision to either move forward or stay exactly where you are. And let me tell you something, the world doesn't wait for anyone. Life doesn't hit the pause button just because you're feeling tired, unmotivated, or unsure. It keeps moving. The question is, are you moving with it? See, most people wait for the perfect moment. They wait until Monday to start working out. They wait until they have more time to start that business. They wait until they feel ready. But here's the truth. You will never feel ready. You will never wake up one day and suddenly have all the answers. You will never have the perfect conditions laid out in front of you. And if you keep waiting, life will pass you by. Opportunity will pass you by. You say you want success, you say you want to grow, then why are you still waiting? Why are you still hesitating? Why are you still talking about the life you want instead of working for it? The truth is, you don't need more time. You don't need more resources. You don't need more motivation. You need discipline. You need commitment. You need to make a decision right now, today, because that's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. Not talent, not luck, not intelligence, but the ability to make a decision and stick to it. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have built something great, the ones who have achieved something incredible. They weren't given a roadmap. They didn't have a guarantee that things would work out. They just made a decision to start, and then they showed up day after day, through the pain, through the failure, through the doubt, until they became the person they were meant to be. So I ask you again, what are you going to do today? Not tomorrow, not next month, today. Are you going to pick up that book you've been meaning to read? Are you going to put your shoes on and go for that run? Are you going to finally stop talking about that business idea and actually take action? Or are you going to make another excuse? Tell yourself you'll do it later. Let another day slip by, another week, another year, until you wake up and realize that nothing has changed because you never made the decision to change. Let me tell you something. Life does not reward those who wait. Life rewards those who act, who push through, who decide. Because every day you wait is a day you don't get back, a day you could have used to become stronger, smarter, better. You want success? You want to be better than you were yesterday? Then stop wishing and start doing. Because here's the truth. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to hand you the life you want. Nobody is going to do the work for you. If you want it, you have to take it. You have to wake up every single day and fight for it. You have to push yourself even when you don't feel like it. You have to keep going even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. See, most people give up the moment things get tough. The moment they face resistance, the moment they don't see instant results. But that's the difference between those who make it and those who don't. The ones who make it, they keep going. They show up when they don't feel like it. They put in the work when nobody's watching. They make progress even when it's slow, even when it's painful, even when it